My friends, good morning. I hope you're doing well in whatever part of the world you're in. I hope your journey's going well. I hope you're retaining your energy, lifting the energy up, mastering yourself and your desires, and integrating all of your energies. Man, that's really the path we're on, the path of will, the power of purpose, or the path of purpose. We're done existing in this world, just existing, going to and fro from one pleasure to the next, from one source of stimulation to the next. You know what I'm saying? Looking for meaning out there, as if somebody else is going to tell us what the meaning of our life is going to be, or give us some kind of fulfillment that's going to last. Because it won't, man. I know a lot of you have searched the world and found it empty, gone from one thing to the next and just been left empty, unfulfilled, haven't found anything worth meaning. That's because that can only come from within ourselves. And this journey, the path of semen retention, helps us to unlock our own destiny and unlock our own purpose and figure out what our own purpose is. So as we head into the fall and the winter, we head into our winter arc, you know, and I feel like the call right now is to really to guard our energy, to watch our energy, to let it cultivate and build. I know a lot of us have fallen into this kind of late Gen X, millennial, early Gen Z programming of the nice guy programming. You know what I'm saying? We want to be nice to everybody. We want to help everybody out. We got to be the guy that helps everybody out, you know? And I don't think it's serving us, dude. You know what I'm saying? Hey, baby, what's up? Okay, I'll come over here, okay? Okay, I'll come play. Just give me 1 sec. Thank you. I think it really hasn't served us, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like a psyop almost, where I'm not saying don't be polite to people. I'm not saying that. You know, I'm not saying don't be friendly. I'm just saying to go over the top, being nice to people. You know what I'm saying? Like just over the top, going out of your way to do nice things for people that don't really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like needing to be nice to everybody. You know, that's something that's actually like drains our energy. You know, that's something that we give too much of ourselves to other people. And that's the thing. That's what I'm really discovering lately, is when to draw the line between being polite and friendly to people, you know what I'm saying? But also not giving too much of myself, because that's been a flaw for me. And it comes from the wounded masculine. It comes from being wounded. I feel like I need to help everybody. I feel like I need to be of maximum, service to others, but all it ever did was left me feeling drained. It never left me fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? And so it might just be me as a guy with a very extremist mentality, like having suffered from a lot of addictions, having an addictive tendencies, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, I go black and white. So like, in the 12-step programs and like religion and stuff like that, being of service is like this thing where it's like, you help others by being of service, and that helps you to, stay sober. That helps you to grow and stuff like that. Being of service helps. And so I totally agree with that, but I would take that to the extreme and feel like I had to constantly be of service, constantly help everybody. I was never told energetic boundaries. You know what I'm saying? I was never told to guard my own energy, to protect my own energy, how to cultivate and let my energy build up. And so a lot of times on SR, as the energy would build, it would just get funneled to other people. You know what I'm saying? It just goes to other people. I start thinking of how I can, help this person, how I can help that person, other kind of thing. And I'm not necessarily saying it's bad. I'm just saying like for me personally, it was a trap. It was an energetic trap, because I was giving my energy away to everybody else and I wasn't cultivating it for me. I think, and we look at the saints, we look at Jesus, we look at Buddha, we look at like all these people that have done amazing things, like, and we sometimes we feel like we have to emulate them right away. Oh, let me just start being like Jesus. Let me just start being like this. You know what I'm saying? And they went through a process, just like we have to go through a process. A lot of us have a lot of wounds. A lot of us carry a lot of deficit. You know what I'm saying? Where we need seasons where we focus on ourselves. And the world wants to call that selfish, or religion may want to call that selfish, but it's not, because you can't really be of true service to other people if you're not like energetically grounded. You know what I'm saying? If we're not grounded in ourselves. And so there always becomes these weird motives, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen it before. Like, I grew up in the church. I grew up around a lot of religion. You know what I'm saying? I grew up around, people that wanted to be of service, but weren't really healed themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a lot of weird stuff that starts happening, weird motives and agendas and stuff like that. And so that's what I found, at least. And so I think to truly be of service, we really need to go within first. We need to go on this journey of healing and self-exploration, and a journey of really becoming energetically solid and grounded. You know what I'm saying? Letting the energy rise on semen retention, not letting it leak out. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not saying to become a hermit or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying to become a hermit. I'm just saying that, like, to watch for, like, just continue to watch for energy drains and leaks. You know what I'm saying? Where are you, like, really extending yourself for somebody who's not really receiving it, or people who can count on you doing that and keep continuing to abuse that, keep continuing to come to you for things that they can probably do themselves, or don't want to do themselves, and just come to you to do it. Or just even people that dump their problems on you, people that I used to think that if I listen to people's problems and stuff like that, and, like, I used to think I was being of service by doing that. You know what I'm saying? And you can be, for sure, but you have to be in a place where you're ready to do that. And so I wasn't for a long time. And so I feel the need to say this. This isn't for everybody. You have to gauge where you're at. If you're really solid, if you're doing a lot of healing work and stuff like that already, yeah, this probably doesn't apply to you. But for people who are walking the path of SR, who are still understanding their energy, still understanding how to tame this fire, still understanding how to grow on the path, this could be one of the blocks. And this is what I try to talk about on my channel, is because you see it all the time in the SR community. Man, I've retained for 3, 4, 5 months plus. I've retained for a year and nothing's happening. Or, people relapsing because they're not seeing anything happen. And so this happened to me for a long, long time. And there was many reasons, like many different traps and blocks that I went through. So I'm just trying to, like, put a lot of these out there for you guys. If it resonates, then take it and go, and just apply to your life. And it's really a consciousness. It's really an awareness that you want to have in your day to day. You know what I'm saying? Where am I feeling really tired? Where am I feeling energy leave me? Where am I feeling, um, where am I feeling that? And just starting to plug those up, starting to dam those up, and see the difference in your energy, see the difference in how you feel after days, after weeks of doing this, and what it feels like to have your energy build up. You know what I'm saying? And so that's really the path a lot of us are on. And I just want to say that, for, like, I don't know, I found a lot of these traps, man. Like, at first I was just retaining. That was it. I was living like a lifestyle, very draining lifestyle still, but retaining still, and I was expecting something to happen. A lot of this is energy based. It's not just you retain and then a magic thing happens. Like, it's an energetic alchemy. And so semen retention is the fire that's creates this energy. You know what I'm saying? And then we have to cultivate it. We can't leak it. We can't waste it. We have to cultivate it, contain it, learn to work with it, learn to master it, that kind of thing. And so um, once I started understanding SR in these kind of terms, energetic terms, it became easier for me to have told longer streaks, because it really clicked for me that the deficit, like the destruction of binges became really apparent to me. You know what I'm saying? That became more apparent. Like, you have to understand things in your own way sometimes before they click. And so if this helps you, that's awesome. But just hopefully just kind of get your mind going at more of an energetic terms, saying a lot of us, if we're not taught to think like that, we won't think like that. We won't be conscious or aware of that. And so energy is everything, man. Energy is everything. And there's a lot of systems in this world that are there to drain our energy, that are there to harvest our energy. There's many different systems of thought of who's doing that, who's behind it, that kind of thing. Leave that up to you to decide what you believe in that regard. But the systems that are draining are still there. And so the systems we have to watch out for. And so that's what I found, man. For me, I found, like, a lot of churches I would go to, I'd leave feeling drained. I'd feel more tired than when I walked in. A lot of people in general, man. Like, I was in addiction for a long time. And so I sought help in a lot of different places. And I just found that a lot of people, a lot of times, I'm not, like, making a general statement. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying there's a lot of people out there in this world that, just because of the training of this world, the way the world works, it looks like they're there to help you, but really they're trying to make you like them, or they're trying to harvest your energy, And so I'm just saying to be aware of that. I'm just saying that's a big time thing. And that's something I fell into for a long time, of really being naive about people's intentions and stuff. And so, um, it's just something to bring up and talk about. I think as men, we need to talk about it more. Just the systems of society that are actually that. There's more of an energetic purpose behind. Um, And, I'm going to get more into this as the channel goes and stuff like that as I go in time. I'm still really discovering a lot of this stuff and really integrating it into my own life. But I just realized as I become more conscious of energy draining, of where my energy is going, you just see it, you feel it when you're in certain places, when you're around certain people. You just like, okay, all right, this person's draining my energy. And before, it's something you didn't really think about, or you didn't attribute to them. That's the thing, you didn't attribute it to them. And so, yeah. But brothers, we're on the path, man. We're doing great. We're building that energy up. We're stoking the fires. The flames of SR, you know what I'm saying, are rising. And so we have the most important part of this journey down, which is the realizing the need to retain. And so a lot of this stuff is extra stuff that goes along with it, but a lot of it has to do with guarding energy as well, because having, in my own experience, you can retain and not really go anywhere because your energy is still leaking out all over the place. And so the more of these energy leaks we can identify, the more of these energy leaks we can plug up and fix, then the better we're going to feel, the more results we're going to have on SR, the more energy we're going to have, which makes everything better. Man, the more energy you have, like anxiety, depression, all that stuff vanishes, man. Heaviness, lethargy, all that stuff vanishes when you have energy. Creative ideas flow. Like everything gets better with more energy, And so there's things we have to do to cultivate that build-up process. For a lot of us, I know for me, there were certain parts I couldn't get through. A lot of times I couldn't make it past 3 days, 7 days, 2 weeks. I would stay at these little barriers for a long time. Mama, what are you doing? Okay, you want to play? Okay, you want Daddy to go over here? All right. I would stay stuck in these cycles, of not getting past a certain amount of day limits because I couldn't handle the energy that was coming in, or I wasn't cultivating it properly. And so that's the thing. We got to watch for where the energy is draining. We got to watch for blocks in ourselves that is preventing the energy from building up. Whether it be shame, whether it be guilt, that kind of thing, whether it be anger, whether it be attention in us, a general nervous system, just nervousness. There's all kinds of blocks that can happen, and that's where consciousness comes in, because people can guide you in the right places, people can give you good advice, but at the end of the day, only you're going to know what your issue is. You can go to people for help and stuff like that, and get a one-on-one, buy some one-on-one session with an SR dude or something like that, or a mentor, but at the end of the day, like, they're only going off their best impulse of what they think might be going on with you. I'm saying? It could be a very specific situation for you. That's where the consciousness comes in. That's where the self-reflection comes in, of sitting down and realizing day to day what's going on with your energy. Where does the blockages feel like they're happening? What is really going on? And it requires a lot of honesty, man. It requires a lot of honesty, because it sucks to admit, like, hey, I have a lot of anxiety, or hey, I have shame when it comes to, like, my sexual energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel kind of off put by it. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel comfortable with it. I feel like it's something I got to shun away, something I can't feel, something that's bad, something I got to run from. And so it sucks to admit that. And it's hard to even see it sometimes. It's so ingrained in us. And so, this is what we got to do, man. This is part of the journey. And I would just, as I go, I see with the whole flatline thing, I'm seeing that there's two sides to it. Sometimes it's an energetic thing to where you just got to push through okay, Mama, can you stop pushing Daddy, please? Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Look at all the leaves. Yeah. Sometimes it's something you got to push through. It's a week or two kind of thing. But a lot of times it's your body is telling you there's a block somewhere. Your body is telling you that something's not right energetically. And that's something we got to look for. And so that's another part of this journey, is the awareness of energy. And so you can have your routine, you got your habits, your diet, your exercise, all this kind of stuff, your meditation, breath work, all that stuff's amazing. All that stuff is beneficial and great, but you can't just build this external routine and expect everything to fall in line. It's a great start. It's what we got to do. Those things will help cultivate your energy. They'll help the process, but ultimately we have to be aware internally of any issues we have, of anything. And our intuition will help us get there. Our intuition will help us to overcome these blocks. but it's the awareness that counts. You know what I'm saying? It's taking the time to be aware of the inner world, not getting, and it all ties together, man, of not falling for so much stimulation. You know what I'm saying? Not being so caught up in the external world. You know, the less and less we're interested in the external world, the less we're pulled in by stimulation and, you know, the newest drops, you know, the newest, whatever's in the culture, you know what I'm saying? What celebrities are doing. The less we're affected by that, the more we have time for our inner world, the more aware we are of what's going on inside. And so it all ties together, man. But anyways, bro, that's enough ranting out of me. I love you guys. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you guys for watching. And man, let's continue to rise. Let's continue to build this energy. Let's continue to retain, to overcome those urges. You know what I'm saying? There's so much to this journey. It's really, it's simple, but it's not easy, you know? And there's a lot of different facets to it. And so, yeah, man, we just keep growing, we keep rising, but make sure things resonate with you. Make sure the things that you're doing day to day resonate with you. This is about your own journey, you know? And that's what I want. That's really what my message has been from the beginning on this channel, is that you're walking your own path here. And so take everything as suggestions, try it out for yourself. Try it out for yourself, see if it works. Don't just be doing something because you're somebody you watch does it, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, this person does it. You got to try things out for yourself. You got to really understand that you have your own answers. That's what it comes down to. So, brothers, I love you guys. Sorry this is a bit all over the place, but I just felt the need to talk about energy today and how much of a difference it's made for me. You see day-to-day results when you are really cultivating your energy and when you're not letting it leak out, and when you are really mindful on this journey. You see day-to-day results. And so I remember the days, man, of going on streaks and not seeing anything happen, weeks, months, you know what I'm saying? It sucks, dude. That's for the birds, man. That sucks, dude, because it's difficult. It's a difficult journey, you know? And so if you're not seeing any benefit from it, man, that's a hard place to be in. So I get it, bro. And that's why I'm trying to put this stuff out there, because this is stuff that helped me to overcome different blocks that was really hindering me from feeling the full energy, feeling the full effects of this practice. So, brothers, I love you guys. Take care, man. See you next time.